Good morning, this is the Eager Beaver Show.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated podcast. True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. PsychicTarot.ca, book your tarot reading and unlock your spiritual journey. And the Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from farm-fresh ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, good morning and happy 2026. And hello, DamFam and kids, and welcome to Season 5 and episode number 822 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show. Oh, Canada. Today, recording day, is Thursday, January 1st, 2026. And it is a very, very bright and white day here at the Berry Beaver Lodge with snow that is higher than the cars, actually, because we are in the snowbelt region right now. I am your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver, A, and with me is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. And I remembered to point in the right direction this time. Because I have to do opposite of what I said on the screen to point to you. Which makes me so happy. It's already a great start to the new year. I mean, look who's with me. I brought excellent quality guests, of course. That's what I always do. A big thank you goes to our podcast founding sponsors, the Pepper Master, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and PsychicTarot.ca. Kids and Cubs, you'll probably hear some noise because there's some business here and lots of stuff going on. We got kids, we got adults, we got people doing stuff, but that's okay. That's what the whole new year is about, gathering and being slightly unruly. So you might hear some stuff, but that's okay. We'll put on a show for you. How is your mental health today, Mr. Grizzly?
Pretty good, I think. I'm just a little groggy. I was up till the late hour of 10:30 p.m. last night. So,
ooh, you wild man.
Yeah, we went to we were invited to my buddy's establishment for dinner. So we went and we had a really nice dinner and hung out for a bit and chatted with some friends. And yeah, it was a wonderful evening. It was mellow, which is what both of us wanted. Staying up past 9 o'clock on a weeknight is not easy for me. Even though I know I could sleep in today, it's still the body is used to. And I got up at 4 a.m. yesterday. So at 9 p.m., I had to take a nap at around 5:30, I think. If I was going to make it out at all. And I was thinking, yeah, we can make it till midnight. And by 9:30, I was like fading fast. By 10, I just looked at Bridget and I go, I think we should go. She goes, yeah, you're fading. So we came home and stayed up to watch the St. John's, Newfoundland ring in the new year. So I went to bed shortly, about 10:35, 10:40, I went to bed. So yeah, we rang in the new year with St. John's, and that was the extent of it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We're at in Barrie at some friends of my Beaver sweetie. When he was in Toronto growing up, there was a whole section of town that seemed that a lot of Romanians seemed to immigrate to. So there was, it was almost like the Romanian high school, almost in the neighborhood. It was like me when I was a kid. Actually, my high school sort of became the Somalian high school at one point.
Did you go to Ridgemont?
Right next door, Charlevoix.
Oh yeah, Charlevoix, yeah.
Literally right next door. Literally,
it's not anymore. Now that's St. Paul's or St. Pat's or something.
It's
like
St. Pat's now. Yeah,
Charlevoix doesn't exist. It's gone.
Yeah. Just gone. It was the first fully public new French language high school that had been built. So
Right.
it's actually a historical building
Yes. Oh,
in
yeah.
a way. But yeah, so it's kind of weird that it's now an English Catholic school because it's the complete antithesis of why it was built in the first place.
I know, and that
But,
changed a long time ago, like
yeah, something like
30 years ago?
not 30 years ago, because I don't think I had graduated yet. But oh no, I had graduated 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, probably around there, about 5 years after I graduated. So yeah,
Yeah.
like that. I went to we had a 25th yeah, it's true. Yeah, we had a 25th high school reunion a few years ago. We got to go and this, and they even changed the colors on the outside, and they took
Yeah.
out the windows to the world, like weird sculpture or art exhibit thing like this. But they removed like everything that was Charlevoix. They just
Was
stripped
gone.
it of it, which was kind of weird. I don't know why they did
Well,
that.
my buddy used to say it's a pair of Adidas shoes because they had the big blue thing on the roof and it had 3 yellow stripes, and he's like, "It's an Adidas. It's where you get your Adidas, man. Go there and get your Adidas." I remember the cheer. My buddy Sylvain Arose, who I don't know where he is now. We lost touch a long time ago. Military kids, we moved away, but he
Mm.
went to Charlevoix, and the football team used to have a chant, and it was un deux trois Charlevoix. That was it.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
all right. I went to Pius. Oh,
Huh. I wonder if he might be related to Daniel Larose because I went to school with him. But there's
no,
Larose is a fairly common name.
it's a
So
super common name. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I've met at least a dozen guys with that name in the last 40 years, and none of them were the guy I grew up with. So
Mm, mm.
I don't know what happened to him. Military kids, he got moved, he got transferred, we got transferred, and it was not as easy to stay in touch back then as it is today.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
move to
He had
another
the
part
pen
of the
pal.
country and you want to call your friend. Well, your parents are like, "Okay, it's a 3-minute call because it's a long distance call." And remember long distance?
Remember pen pals?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
now it's just like I can have a WhatsApp face to face in high definition with my friend anywhere in the world, and it
I
costs
know.
me whatever my monthly service fee is for my phone. That's it. It's
I know.
crazy.
It's just amazing how the world's changed in
Well,
such a short
and
time,
you also have
relatively.
to understand is for how long the major service providers held us hostage for. Like, literally, they're like, "Well, no, wait, we need this to cover our I'm like, "You guys are just padding your pockets, man," because the infrastructure was in existence for a long time, and they kept charging exorbitant amounts for long distance fees just because they could, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Right.
So, yeah, and I mean, it's like a few years back, remember the, local television channels were saying to, service providers, "If you want our signal now, you're gonna have to start paying for it." Because when they first started up in the '60s, they would
Mhm.
take the signal from the air and redistribute it through their distribution network and
Right.
charge you for it, but they never
Right.
paid the station. And the station said, "Look, we agreed to that because we knew you had massive costs to build up your infrastructure.
Right.
We agreed to that in the 1960s." It was like, I think 2000 or 2001 or 2002, and somebody said, hang on a sec now. You want our signal, you gotta pay for it. Because you're profiting off of it, you have to pay for it. Which is why so many of them just went to digital distribution. It's like if you put a pair of rabbit ears up and you're in a city, you're probably gonna get 6 or 7 channels now. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
So,
they hosed us for a long time because they could, and there was not a damn thing we could do about it.
indeed, indeed. So yeah, we're here in Barrie and to our friends Dan and Dees, and I have to say that they are treating us very well because
Nice.
this morning's Beaver Moister actually has foam
Oh
on
my.
it. Thank you very much. Oh yes, we're being treated very, very, very well. We had a lovely New Year's. We gathered early, maybe around like maybe 4 o'clock p.m. Had a nice sort of table serve yourself meal with we had beautiful stuff. There was a pasta with meatballs that I actually got to eat because there were no breadcrumbs in them. Some pulled pork, a couple of salads, lots of desserts, stuff like that. So I ate very well, and then we hung around and we played a game that's called Voting Game that has some very, very, very saucy questions.
So
There's
is
each
it
a card.
like Cards Against Humanity, or
Similar, exactly, where we each have a card with a number that represents each person, and then like we vote like who is most likely to die in a violent murder. Who is most likely? It's like one of us is a police officer here. Everybody pick him. It's like we know about it too because we probably make the news. But so and a lot more saucier questions as well. So uh, so we played that for a while, and Dad is a bit of a DJ, so we went downstairs, and there was actually lights and music and dancing and
oh,
lasers
cool.
and stuff like that. So we danced a little bit. We did with the kids too. The kids were having a blast. Rang in New Year's, and about uh, 45 minutes to an hour after we rang in New Year's, I hit my wall, so I made a lovely Irish exit.
As one does.
And I think everybody else kept chatting until probably good 3:30 or something like that in the morning, because I remember my Beaver sweetie coming to bed, and I believe it. At least it felt like I was in bed for a good long time before I felt the pressure on the other side of the bed dip. So and then, silly me, Mr. Beaver. See, I'm calling you me now. Mr. Grizzly and I actually agreed before I started drinking yesterday that we would start at 8:30. And for some reason, when I went to bed, I set my alarm for 8:30 instead
Oh,
of 8, which is why we were starting
that explains
half
it.
an hour a little earlier. Yeah, and so I'm thinking like this. Okay, we need to start at 8:30. What time should I need to set the alarm? 8:30. Okay, I was tired. So,
Seems reasonable. Yeah, seems reasonable. Well, I had to take Lola was not eager to go. She was just chill, chill, chill. And then 8 o'clock rolls around and she starts to tell me, "Daddy, take me out. Daddy, take me out." We're just like, "You got to take her out before you do the show. Otherwise," I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So
Right.
take her. I got back and I looked at my watch and I go, "I didn't think we were out there for 30 minutes." She's like, "No, it took you 10 minutes to get you both dressed." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always have to add that extra 10 minutes in winter.
Yeah, it's and just right out of my head,
I know
So,
I have to do that when I'm getting ready to take the bus. It's like, oh yeah, I can't just like put on a pair of sneakers and just walk out the door and lock
no,
it. It's like, there's
no.
the boots, and there's the scarf, and then there's the mid, and then you like the toque is not where you placed it, so you have to go look for it. It's like,
I think temperature, it's what is it? It's warmed up since I was out earlier. It's it's a positively balmy -18, feels like -27.
mm,
67% humidity. Mix of sun and cloud, but it's not going to get much warmer today. I think the high is -17, feel like -25. The overnight low is -25 and feel like -30. So yeah,
mm,
it's we're starting the new year off in the chill, which
mm.
fine, whatever. I'm gonna
But
be in Yellowknife in a few weeks, so
yes, but if you are in Ottawa, Liz, you're starting off the new year with a chill, but you are also starting the new year off with the Rideau Canal Skateway open.
yeah, it opened yesterday.
Announced it yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and, well,
early
I
this year, eh?
it's first time in 7 years it's been open before, the end of December. I mean, it
Yeah.
was the very last day, but when I was walking to catch the train yesterday, I had a good look at the canal, and I'm like, "Oh, I think it's ready." Sure enough, yeah, yeah, it was, it was.
Yeah,
There were
so
quite a few people out on it yesterday too, like, a lot of people, like, probably a couple thousand, but,
mhm.
I'd love to go out on it today, New Year's Day, for a skate on the canal, and I'm looking at the temperature going, "I will go skiing in -30 air temperature and then make it colder with the, wind chill,
Right,
because I can fully dress for it." And they go, "Well, you
right.
can do that on the canal." I go, "Except for my feet. They're in skates, and they're
And you usually
really
wanna wear thinner socks and a skate,
and you're
so
really tight." So, yeah,
yeah.
minus 27, no.
But it would be a typically Ottawa way to ring in the new year.
Oh, yeah, and I guarantee you there's people out there right now. I guarantee you there are, and there's always the polar bear dip at Britannia Bay. Uh,
Yes. Ooh,
is it Britannia Bay, or I think they've been doing it at Westboro Beach the last couple of years too.
that's true, yeah. Yeah, today would be a particularly, cold one.
Yeah, well, but Bridget and I are contemplating doing something similar tomorrow, but at a spa,
Okay,
like doing
okay.
a Nordic spa where you do the
Yes.
the cold dip and then the hot shower and then the steam and then the sauna and then back to the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Oh, I loved it. The first time I did it, it was
Just
difficult.
once.
It was
Oh,
difficult
no.
the first time I did it. Admittedly, like I got in, I was up to my waist, and I'm like, okay, so I'm hitting the high notes now. I'm going to get out, and then went back. Once the water hits the. Hey guys, it's Mickey. How you doing? Hey Pluto. So
I have the same idea.
Hey Pluto. So anyway, we did that the first time I went back in. She goes, you got to go up to your neck, and I was able to get up to my chest. And the third time I did it, we were there. I went up to my neck, and I counted to 20. I was going to try and stay till 30, and I couldn't do it. I got out, took the hot shower, toweled off, went and sat in the lounge, and I was out like a light in 2 minutes. Now, we went to Le Nordique, and the same thing. I jump in the cold dip. I stay in for as long as I can, and then go sit in the hot water and fall asleep. And then we did it at another spa, the one I told you about, where I said I'll never go back because the way they treated
that experience. Yeah.
3 young black women. They're like, you're making too much noise. And I'm like, I was making more noise than them. What the hell are you talking about? We were all making, and everybody in the pool was like, that's bullshit. We were all making more noise. That's just, you picked on them for one reason, and we know what it is.
Yep.
So anyway, but the same thing. You do the hot, and you do the cold dip, and then you do the hot, and then you just, it's so relaxing. So yeah, I'm a proponent of it, but it did take a little bit of effort on my part. The first time I did it.
See, nobody told me how cold the cold one was. So
it's not as cold as water that people doing it today. Not even close to that.
No, not at all. But I jumped in.
Oh yeah, that I used myself in.
I felt like my heart was going to stop.
Yeah.
And I got out as quick as possible. Where's the hottest pool?
There's more research being poured into it, and they say it's good for the body. It does this, and I go, I don't know how much research, but I do admit I have never felt more relaxed.
Oh yeah, after I can imagine, because the cold just when it's like that exercise you do for tension sometimes, where you progressively seize every muscle, group muscle as far as you can, like this, like that, and then relax. But this is like the cold does that for you. You don't have to squeeze anything. It's just like
right, which is why it's better in that respect. Because trying to seize your muscles, sometimes it's very difficult to concentrate on that. And then the relaxed part, maybe you're not relaxing correctly. But when you do the cold dip, your muscles tense up really quick, and all your blood goes to keep your heart warm and pumping. Right, so your extremities start to fail quickly. Then you get into the hot water, and it's like everything relaxes very quickly. It's like, this is amazing.
Maybe I would try it again now that I know what I'm in for. Let's just say the shock was wow.
When I was in Calgary, we went to so my buddy's roommate Riley has a dog, Pike, cute little guy, and we dropped Pike off at his buddy's place, and beautiful home, and a married couple, real nice guys, and they both like to do the cold dip, but the one will do it longer than the other. So their property backs onto the Bow River.
Okay.
So it's fast flowing water. It's not very deep. So they'll go in and sit there for as long as they can. And then it's a long ass walk back to the house to get into the sauna, done intentionally so that, you're getting the full benefit. Even if you're only in the cold water for 30 seconds,
right?
It's about another 30, 45 to a minute walk back to the house.
Okay.
So you're getting the full cold benefit. So yeah, they're like, yeah, we do it every day. I'm like, every day? I don't know if I could do it every day, but
that's quite something to try on a daily basis. That's a little dramatic. It's like your daily trauma.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Did you read this? For curious minds, it is true that polar bears have mated with grizzly bear. Apparently 8 known cubs. Found the info yesterday on Wikipedia. Okay, so you take an apex predator with an apex predator. Holy shit.
The children will be fine. The children will be fine.
I think they're a nice beige color, almost like a Labrador retriever, but, bigger and meaner than anything. Like a liger, which is a real thing, by the way.
Is there really?
Yeah, it's a lion-tiger mate. Yeah, ligers are the biggest cats in the world, but ligers they cannot reproduce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ligers can't reproduce. They have created ligers, and they're massive. Like, think a combination of a really big tiger and a really big lion together. They're huge,
Jeez.
but they can't reproduce on their own. They're sterile. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't. I actually never heard of ligers.
Well, I did when I watched the movie Napoleon Dynamite, and I thought it was a joke. And it's like, no, it's a real thing. It's a hybrid offspring of a male lion and a tigress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've been around for a very long time. The history of lion-tiger hybrids dates to at least the early 19th century in India, in 1798. So, yeah, they're big beasts, ligers. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I got a picture of one here. I'll share with you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Never mind. I'm not going to share that picture because the person in it is pretty terrible. So I'm not giving them any credit. Oh, here's a lovely picture of a liger. And I'll share this now. Hang on a second. For those of you who have never seen a liger, this is a liger. It's a lion-tiger hybrid. And they're very, very big.
Beautiful beast.
Oh, yeah. They're very, very big.
Wow. Nice kitty.
The Hercules, the largest non-obese liger, is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest living cat on Earth, weighing 418.2 kilos or 922 pounds.
Oh that's not a lap kitty.
No. Well, and the Valley of the Kings Animal Sanctuary in Wisconsin had a male liger named Nook who weighed over 550 kilos or 1,213 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a big beast.
And I bet you it moves super well too. Could you imagine like 1,000 something pound, like see a liger run?
Oh no! Well, here's
1,000 pounds coming at you.
Look at how big that guy is.
Dang.
Yeah, they're very, very big. Very big. Big kitty cats. Yeah.
Jeez, that isn't a paw. That's a mitt. Whoa. Oh man. All right. We have a little bit of stuff for you. Some of the most important stuff. There was some very, very important, very, very crucial news that came out yesterday, Mr. Grizzly. It seems they announced who is going to be Team Canada. The hockey
Yeah, I
team
do have.
yesterday.
Yeah, I did see that here. What did I do with it? I had it a minute ago. I seem to have lost the feed. You know how Twitter just randomly resets itself every now and then?
Yes.
You're sitting there. Okay, I'm gonna. Where the hell did it go? And you can spend 10 minutes scrolling. It's like, no, forget it. It's gone. I'm not even going to bother. It's gone.
I know. It's like, will you stop changing my screen on me?
If I wanted you to do that, I would have said, please do that. I didn't ask for that.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I have something here. Oh, see, the one article I had too is gone too. I have the analysis, but not the announcement. But okay, we can start with the analysis and then we'll get to the announcement if we can find it.
Just a sec. I have to share something with you very quickly.
Okay.
This is very pressing. It's very important. I got to share this quickly.
All right.
I think we all need to see and witness this because it's.
All right, you two, go ahead, eat.
Oh, I saw
no! All of you little thief!
Sorry.
I saw that the other day.
Grabs his piece, grabs the big one, and takes off. And the Rottweiler's like, "What the hell, bro?"
But it's sort of like, where did it go? Wait a minute. That's one chill Roddy.
Oh, yeah. Like, all right, I'll just get something later.
I'll eat the little one after he eats the snake. It'll be a twofer.
Oh, here is the grizzly polar bear hybrid. I got it. Photo was just sent to me. Here we go. So you can see what this guy looks like. And there we go. That's a grizzly polar bear hybrid. Yeah,
Oh,
kind of
wow.
color I expected.
I like the color.
It's got the grizzly head,
Yeah,
polar bear snout. Right?
that is wild.
Yeah. So there you
That
go.
is fascinating, actually.
Yeah.
Why not? I'm learning
it's
a
a
lot today.
grizzly polar bear hybrid, also named a growler bear or a pizzly bear or a zebra bear, grizzler or nanulak.
Ah,
A
Pizzly
rare
bear.
hybrid. Wow.
I think I like Growler. Growler's nice.
Yeah.
Polar bear. I like that. Okay, let's see if I can find the announcement thing first, because that would
For
be a
Team
little.
Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it, and like I said, it disappeared. I was going to bring it up, and it's gone. I don't know where it is. It's gone. Like, I'm not even going to bother looking because I'll never find it. Like, there it is. Oh yeah, there's Team Canada. No, it's gone.
There we go. CBC Sports. That will help us. There we go. Hockey Canada announces the men's Olympics. Well, that's video. That's not going to help me. I need text.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll tell you guys an interesting story here. I came across a feed the other day from some individual who hates anything that is not CPC, so it's probably a bot.
Yeah.
And they went on to say, this time last year, blah 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 blah. We came so close, and we could have had a Pierre Poilièvre government, and the rest of us are going like, thank God we dodged that bullet. And she, talked about Trudeau and thank God he's gone and blah. And this guy chimes in and goes, yeah, and that effer, I can't, if he's just going to stay there longer and F everything up. And I'm like, well, you're obviously a bot because he's been out of office for a year. Genius. They just love to pile on, except you're not even reading. You saw Trudeau and immediately went to punch down mode, and he's not in office. And of course, Poilièvre, who just simply can't quit him, was his thing the other day where he mentioned him 3 times in the first 30 seconds. He's not in politics. He's a private citizen.
He's in the front row at Katy Perry concerts, living his best life.
Yeah, leave him be.
If you're talking about Jagmeet Singh, it's like he's out there winning like martial arts medals and stuff like that, and reconnecting with the stuff. Just got his purple belt. They're both living their best lives.
They really are.
And like Poilievre's name probably never crosses their lips ever.
Yeah.
I can almost imagine Poilievre. It's sort of like well, I lost it. I decided to run again, and now look at me. I don't know what to do. And that damn Justin, he's going all around dating Katy Perry and having fun and going to rock concerts. And I don't even have time to fit in my CrossFit. And Jagmeet Singh, he's like ripping it up in martial arts, and I'm still here trying to be prime minister. Maybe I should have moved on. But now I can't quit. Now I'm committed to the bit. Oh, I hate my life.
Yeah, he's fully committed. All right.
I saw this skit yesterday from This Hour's 22 Minutes, the Poilievre Christmas party.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Ouch. He's like in a room, and there's like his three people in the inner circle, and he's coming in, and it's like really, really, really boring. And like the 3 of them are talking. It's like, why don't we just go to the Liberal Party? I hear that they're doing tequila shots off Mark Carney's abs. Like this. And then one of them goes, I'm switching parties. And then she goes, and then she comes back and she's having fun. Like Pierre's looking at the other 2, and they're okay, go. New Pierre, new year. I can understand that. Like I lost. And then he's like, and they just like, well, just, you don't have to tell us twice. Boom. And it's like, it was really funny, but it was also like, ouch.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw the Donna Friesen interview with Mark Carney.
Yes, we talked about it yesterday on the show.
Okay, and the Rosemary Barton. Did Vashi have a chance to speak to him? Because I didn't see anything from Vashi.
I didn't see anything with CTV and Mark Carney. Yeah,
okay,
I really looked. So I think he only did those 2. I know he did some stuff with The Economist as well, a couple of other things maybe that were international as well. But Pierre did the 3 national English language networks. I think Mr. Prime Minister did 2 of the 3.
Well, I thought it was interesting because I only heard the same. I heard a clip from Rosemary and I heard a clip from Donna Friesen. And they both said, you're 1 seat away from a majority, and are you courting more members? You've already courted a few members and negotiated with them. And he says, I wouldn't use that verb.
Yeah,
I wouldn't use that verb. They came over. We didn't court them. They came to us. I'm like, good on you for punching back on that, because the media is spinning this narrative that started with Pierre Poilièvre, that they're having dirty backroom deals, when there's nothing to substantiate or agree with that. It's not, no. They cross the floor because they don't like their current leader. They realize he's just a frat boy hosting a frat party. He's not a serious leader. He does not want to govern. He just wants to rule over you. And they realize that. And again, I read something yesterday. Somebody said, it's not about doing something good for the country. It's about punching down on the libs.
Yep.
We have to beat you. We have to beat you. It's like, what is wrong with you? Our current prime minister is doing his utmost to make sure we still have a country.
Yep. And everything that comes out of their accounts, he failed. It's like,
he hasn't got a deal with Trump. He never said he was going to get a deal with Trump. He said he was going to get the best deal for Canada.
Yeah.
With whomever was available, and said our decades, our century or so of dealing with the U.S. as our number one partner, that's gone. It's over. He said that a year ago.
Yep.
So,
Well, and the other thing is, like, fair point that the prime minister did initially first gave two dates specifically, because, but again, as we mentioned, that was when we thought that Donald Trump actually wanted 90 deals in 90 days of some kind.
Mm-hmm. He did.
And here we are several months later, he's got 0 deals after 90 days. So here's the thing with that sort of conservative logic. It's like Mark Carney promised by the 21st, but Donald Trump also promised.
Yes, and he didn't fulfill. He ran away and hid.
Right? And it's like it takes two parties in this case to actually come to a deal, or else if you come to a deal by yourself, that might buy you a cup of coffee the next day. But you don't have a deal. You need two people. One person has walked away from the table not once, twice, and has no deals with anyone. And of course, that's Mark Carney's fault. But I guess from the party that says, well, like the reason, these three people leaving my party is a problem with Mark Carney's leadership. A party that has that as its like founding philosophy. No wonder it was 100% Mark Carney's fault that we don't have a deal with. It's not with the guy who can't make a deal with anyone, right? It's the guy who made the safe agreement with Europe and guys. Finalized the free trade deal with Indonesia and with Ecuador, and who's like leading the charge to link the CPP and the TPP, and is dealing with ASEAN and opening free trade talks with Thailand and the Philippines and reopening discussions with China and India. Now, this guy doesn't seem to have problem making deals, and the other guy hasn't made a single one. And we're supposed to believe that in the law of all the possibilities, the guy that's making all these deals is he's the one that's not capable of reaching one with the guy who can't reach a deal with everyone else. Listen, I understand that you got to stretch sometimes to make things fit, but like Stretch Armstrong couldn't even manage this one.
Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four be going, shit. No,
I'm out of reach.
I don't have that much reach. God damn. Well, it blows my mind. I still can't get over when he was Poilièvre being interviewed by Donna Friesen, and Donna was like, do you think it's a failure? No, it's the failure of the liberal inflationary government that my people crossed the floor.
Yep. And the thing that I found interesting about Pierre is that with those three interviews, he was amazingly consistent.
Yes. Never changed. Kept saying, we got the most votes ever. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't win. Another party got a record for the number of votes, and they won.
Yes. And also, let's remember that with every election, there are more people
voting. Yes,
who are voting. So it's not. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get a record number of votes every election, of course. But the population does grow every 4 years.
Well, and we increased.
You drove more votes to the other party too.
The previous federal election, there were less than 40 million people in the country. In this election, there's 41,500,000 people in that election. Actually, I think it was 41,750,000 people. We've contracted. We're down to 41,500,000.
Yeah, population went down. They're still talking about runaway immigration. It's like the population's decreasing, dude. Update your talking points.
Do you realize CBSA deported 400 people a day every day in the year 2025?
Quietly, without doing weird stuff or having some ICE agents or something. But it's like, we have laws, we apply them, we enforce them.
Well, it was the minister from Oakland the other week who went on a rant about the out of control immigration. I'm like, lady, we've cut 250,000 people. More than that.
Population decreased by 0.2% last year. Well, this year.
We've been contracting. So get off of it. Get off of it. Now, here's the funny thing
is that when reality changes, they don't change the talking points.
No, they don't. They don't.
You can't take them seriously.
Yeah, no, they're not serious people. They're not serious leaders. They don't give a shit about anything but power.
Yeah.
Power. Well, and I bet you if all of the immigration we've had over the last few years that took us to 41,750,000 people, if all those folks came from countries like, I don't know, France or
Norway,
maybe Norway or Sweden or Finland or Denmark or Iceland or perhaps maybe even Russia, France. I think they'd have a difference of opinion on our immigration numbers, don't you think?
We have to call you Mr. Viper there. That was...
Well, if everybody looked like this, had this complexion, they'd probably stop complaining. Remember how Trump said, why do we get people from shithole countries? Why aren't people coming from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland?
Exactly.
Because you're a shithole country compared to them.
And, hey, if they happen to have this complexion... Well, a lot of conversation on New Year's Eve is like, we need to deport people who break our laws. We need to change laws. Our laws already allow for that. Like Pierre's campaign, like, when I'm prime minister, like this, all these people that we're going to, we need to be able to deport people who commit crimes here who are not citizens. Yeah,
we already do that.
That's always been the law my entire life. Why are you campaigning on doing what's already been done?
Well, and what was it? Somebody presented an argument to you the other day and said, why don't we? So we're going to deport somebody who's committed a crime here, who's not a citizen, who is here on a green card or not a green card, a work visa or whatever. We're just going to deport them. We shouldn't imprison them first? Because if we just send them back to their country, don't you think they're going to do something bad there to get back at us for what we did to them by sending them? We're just creating more problems somewhere else. So maybe we should deal with the problem here. Simply deporting somebody is not fixing anything.
No. It's just moving the problem from one place to another.
It's paying your visa with your MasterCard. It's what it is.
Pretty much. Right? Especially if they're talking about, because of course, like all the people they want to deport, of course, are terrorists. So here's a terrorist. Let's send him back. Let's send him back somewhere else so we can organize. Why? If you truly believe they are terrorists, why?
Why?
Yeah. Right.
Let's send them back to the country they came from, where they have, places where they can get with other people who are more like-minded than. Do you not see the issue here?
Yeah, but that's how you know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was listening to stuff when you were talking about
coffee real quick.
Sure thing. When you were talking about the punching down, it's like UCP. They had from the breakdown, Alberta, our friend Nick Pike, showing clips of a discussion between Daniel Smith and Spanky, if you remember him from the Alberta Next panel, who was chairing it, and like this, and just casually blaming immigration for this and that and this and that, and then Daniel Smith's guy Rob Anderson participated in the traditional UCP punching down on the brown guy. Because there's a water main break in Calgary, and apparently since Nenshi hasn't been mayor since 2021, it's totally his fault because he was pursuing other projects rather than taking care of the stuff of making sure that the water mains were taken care of. Because in 2021 and in the 11 years previous, Mr. Nenshi could have predicted, like in time for New Year's Eve 2026, water main in Calgary would be great. It's like, oh yes, the traditional punching down on the brown guy and immigrants, the UCP tradition, well, since its formation.
Well, and what was it? I love Nenshi's sense of humor. I
know he's great.
When racists say racist shit to him, he just hits them with humor and compassion. You need to go back to where you came from. He goes, no, not Toronto. Because that's where he was born.
Oh, did you see the thing that happened to me yesterday on our Facebook page? There was that comment from Pierre wanting to send people back, and then one person said like this, because it was an image that had two quotes. It says, you got anything to back that up? Because this was probably generated by AI, and it's like December 18th on Pierre's own feed. Here's the first part of the quote, and 11 months ago here on YouTube is the second part of the quote. It's like, do we need to just take your word for it? No, of course, no. You don't need to take our word for it. We tell everybody double check everything we say because we're capable of making mistakes. But here you go. Here are the two sources for the quote. I mean, the time you took to challenge me like this, you could have looked it up yourself because it was there. We're not afraid of you checking. Go ahead, take a look, right? So I had that happen, and then separately, there's this other person that came around and was putting some rather homophobic comments. Because one person, he said something wrong, one person corrected him, and then he turned around and says, well, you need to, like, you're probably going around sucking dicks or something like weird like that. And sent a message. I am sorry. We do not allow members on our page to speak to each other that way. So I'm afraid we're going to have to show you the door. Thank you very much. And then I get the response, go fuck yourself.
Of course.
To which I replied, no. Just no, because no is a complete and full sentence unto itself, right? It's like, oh, you want to get a rise out of me? Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, I cannot accommodate you today. No. And then it's like, and then reported. What? For refusing your invitation to go fornicate with myself? Now, had you perhaps said, please go fuck with yourself, well then, hey, I might have invited you to watch and then taking the compliments as you are so amazed with how limber I am. But you didn't say please, and you didn't say Simon Says. So sorry.
It's no secret.
Simon Says go fuck with yourself. Oh, okay, absolutely, I would. Please go fuck yourself. I would consider it. Just go fuck yourself. No.
It's no secret.
I would be time. I'm just saying.
A large swath of the ultra homophobic men in this world are just really very much on the down low.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, keeping it on the down low is not keep it private. It means you're into dudes and you're a man who likes to have sex with other men, and you like to not tell anybody about it. That's what keeping it on the down low is.
Mm-hmm.
It's closeted behavior.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Well, every time there's a Republican National Convention, Grindr goes off the rails. Or if there's any gathering, like when they had the thing for Charlie Kirk, his what was it, a concert? Off the rails, Grindr crashed.
Mm-hmm.
All these Republican men who say being gay is a choice. Well, in their case, it actually is.
Again, I have no scientific data, but as a several decades long practicing homosexual, got it down by now. I've had, in my single days, had the opportunity to encounter way more than one person who was on the down. Way more. It's like, if you think you're a rare breed, you're really not.
What's the new series on Crave? It's hockey.
Heated Rivalry.
Yes. I started watching it.
Saw the first episode.
Yeah, I saw the first episode, and I got through most of it, and I kept dozing off because I put it on like at 8:00 at night or something, right?
Ooh,
so
yeah.
So it's like I'll have to rewatch it again, but that's more realistic than a lot of people would like you to know.
Yeah,
I know this from men I know in this city,
right,
who are out and have been since they were like 14.
Yep.
Who have said, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of players on the Sens." I'm like, "Oh, who is it? This guy? Is it this guy?" He goes, "I'm not telling you."
Exactly.
And I said, "You know what? I respect that."
A gentleman never tells.
He goes, I won't. He goes, "I'm not doing that." this is a person who is struggling with their own sexuality and their identity. I'm going to help them along a little bit because, but I'm not going to out them because it's not my place to do it.
Exactly.
And I said, well, shouldn't they, to other men who are professional. He goes, no, you can't make somebody do that. It's up to them to decide.
Yep.
And I've heard
if they're not using their position of power and privilege to punch down like this, everyone's entitled to their secret garden.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing. It's because I've heard some members of the community say, no, they absolutely should come out, and here's why.
No.
And I go,
no.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but
yes, it would be
you
nice.
shouldn't force somebody to do that, because what you're doing, trying to force somebody out, is the antithesis of what your community is supposed to be about. Acceptance. And you're not accepting somebody unless you force them to reveal who they really are. Well, not everybody's willing to do that, and not everybody's ready to do that.
And everybody's journey is personal. And the thing is that, again, like, related to this topic, but just in general, it's like, if you have sexual relations with another person and you tell someone else about it and you say who with, yes, you're sharing your news, but you're also sharing someone else's news, and you do not necessarily have permission. That's not your news to share.
No, it's not.
That's the whole basis of the thing with the kids and their names and the teachers. Like, if a kid in school wants to do that, the teacher and the school board, that is not your information to share.
It's not.
It's not. That child felt comfortable enough in that environment to do it. In their own time, in their own way. Maybe they're testing the waters out there to prepare to do it at home, or what to see how it goes over. Like this. But that information does not belong to you, teacher. Does not belong to you, school board. Does not belong to you, Danielle Smith, to decide what to do with. Either to share it or keep it secret.
And they don't seem
something
to understand.
And that's it.
They don't seem to understand how many children can be severely harmed by revealing this to their parents.
Oh, yeah.
Harmed or unalived in some cases.
And even if they have supportive parents or parents that would be supportive, it's like,
still not your place
one of those
say.
kids who thinks you're the only one.
Yeah.
So it's not your news to tell. It's just not. And why would you do that to a kid?
Well, and one of the things I've learned over the last, 20 years almost, was when I first started to talk about, I guess it was 2014. So that's 12 years, not 20. When I first, and let me back it up a bit. I first talked about depression in the 90s when I was diagnosed.
Right.
And back then, nobody wanted to hear about it.
Yeah.
I had people say, what's wrong with you? You have a good life. You should be happy. And I go, that's not how it works. Well, I don't. When I'm feeling sad, I just be happy. That's not how it works. And tried to explain to people. And I finally said, you know what? This is pointless. People don't want to listen. They've made up their mind and they don't want to listen. And that changed in 2014 after Robin Williams' death. I very publicly admitted, look, I battled the same thing he did, depression. It's terrible. I kept anxiety under wraps for a number of years after, until I was ready to talk about it. But I understood why so many people want to keep something secret, because you're afraid that once that gets out into the world, what are people going to say? What are people going to do? How is it going to affect your life? But when that happened,
and you lose control of it.
Yes. In 2014, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to own this. This is who I am. This is what I'm going through. You either like it or you don't. I don't care. If somebody's like, wow, you've changed. No, I've always been this person. You just found out about it. You just found out about it. So the only person who changed is you. It was Elvira Kurt who did a comedy bit about that. And about halfway through her show, she reveals to the audience in a very gentle manner that she's gay.
Yep.
And she goes, oh, I see the faces in the audience. And then she does the same thing I just said. That's where I got that line from. I've always been this person. The only person who changed when this news was released was you, not me. I'm still the same. And I said that to people who had looked at me and, well, I see you differently now. And I go, why? I've been like this for 40 years. This is not new. I just kept it hidden from you. I'm exactly the same person. I'm just open about it now. And over the last 10 or so years, people have really become to be a lot more understanding about mental health issues. And I'm thankful and grateful for Gen Z because they are wide open about it.
Yep.
They are wide open about it. They don't see it as an issue. It's like saying if you had cancer, or you use a wheelchair, or you're hearing impaired or visually impaired, it's just another part of life.
Right.
And they don't put stigma around it. And
Right.
there shouldn't be stigma around it. There's ways to, just like any other human being, you're going to have a good day, you're going to have a bad day. Sometimes you have a bad week. Now, your bad week may seem a little bit worse to you than the rest of humanity, but you have to understand that everybody sees and handles things differently. So you just pull yourself up by your socks, because that's all you got on your feet at the moment, and move forward as quickly as you can.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's been helping a lot about that with that is in the world of sports, right? Because in several sports, right, we had Simone Biles at one point.
Mm-hmm.
She needed to take some time off. In tennis, there was Naomi Osaka, who took some time off and was, very open about it. And I was just reading something the other day. I wish I could remember what it was. Oh, Linus Ullmark from the Ottawa
yes.
Senators.
Yep.
Just recently, it was in the news, the Canadian press. I have this here from Lisa Wallace. It says the Ottawa Senators have made a habit of weathering setbacks this season, and they'll head into a new year confronting their biggest one yet. General Manager Steve Staios announced Sunday that goaltender Linus Ullmark is taking a leave of absence for personal reasons, forcing Ottawa to turn to Levi Meriläinen as the club fights to stay in the Eastern Conference playoff mix. While Ullmark's play this season has been inconsistent, his absence leaves the Senators with a significant void. The 32-year-old has 14 wins in 28 games this season, a 2.95 goals against average, and an 0.88 win save percentage. He started Saturday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs and was pulled after giving up 4 goals on 14 shots. Quote, out of respect to Linus, we will not be making any further comments, Staios said. But teammates were offering their full support to Ullmark on Monday ahead of their games against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Quote, I think the only thing we can do here as a team is be there for him during that time and support him as best we can, said alternate captain Thomas Chabot. And I know the whole team is going to do that, so however long that takes, I think that's all that matters at this point. Yes, there's hockey games and everything, but I mean, there's things in life that are way bigger than a hockey game, so that's what matters right now. You guys are already Canadians and make me proud like this. And if even on the team, if you're not Canadians right now for the purpose of Ottawa Senators in this conversation, you're all Canadians as far as I'm concerned here. Yeah. Captain Brady Tkachuk added that Ullmark can expect the team and the organization's full support at this time. Quote, for us as teammates, it's just always be there for him, and whatever he's kind of going through, that he knows we're always there. He's such a big part of the team on the ice, off the ice, that we're always there for him. That's the reality.
We have no idea what he's going through.
That's the example we want, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're here for you, man. Yeah.
Right?
We don't know what he's going through. We don't know what the issue is.
And it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They have a need. And it's like, guys, I need to step back. I really do.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Good enough. Say no more.
Speaking of stepping back and stepping down, I just came across something here I thought you would find interesting. This fellow says, I call for Mark Carney to step down as the CEO of Cineplex because, according to Russian plant Cat Canada, took the kids to the movie, 1 adult ticket, 2 kids tickets, 1 medium popcorn, price $75, Carney's Canada. Step down as the CEO of Cineplex. Like, lady, that's actually not a bad night out. 3 tickets, 2 drinks, and a popcorn for $75. It's $25 to go see a movie.
When's the last time she went to the movie? Exactly. She's surprised?
She's a Russian plant. She was connected to Tenet Media.
It's like you're surprised.
Yeah.
It's like, when's the last time you went to the movies? Because I've been going to the movies all my life, and popcorn for the time has always been relatively expensive, related to the economy of the day and the price of the ticket to the movie.
I'll have the 4-liter soda, please. That'll be $47.
Right? Excuse me, are you new here?
Yeah. Unless it's a second-run theater, that's what you're looking at spending. Like a second-run theater for movies that are no longer in current release. They have those around town.
Yes.
And they're cheap. You go in for $10 a pop or something like that. So yeah, unless it's that, you're $75 is what you're going to pay. Like if Bridget and I decide to go to, because I want to see the new Avatar film. If Bridget and I decide to go to that, we're looking at, let's see, 2 tickets is about $60 with tax. We're going to have to take an Uber home because we'll probably take an Uber there because getting the bus is hit or miss to Lansdowne. You're looking at a $75 night, and that's whether we have a soda or a popcorn or that's extra. So this just being stupid, but I love the pile on. I love the pile on that hundreds of people have said, "Oh, you're being ridiculous. This is what it costs to go to the movies."
Yeah, exactly. Things cost money, darling. Right? I found the thing finally. So let's the thing about
Team Canada.
Of course. Yeah. Now where did I put it again?
Here we go from Linda. Linda, it costs $50 to have lunch at Boston Pizza. I demand Mark Carney resign from Boston Pizza.
My beaver sweetie and I went out for sushi the other day. Like this, it was close to $100 when you included the tip. And it was all you can eat sushi, but I mean, it's like, well, that's $37.99 just to sit at the table there.
Yeah,
right. It's and I mean, yes, it seems like a lot for a night at the restaurant, but there were like university kids, whatnot, out there, and it's like we're here for all you can eat. So if university kids are going out for all you can eat sushi and are perfectly fine with $37.99, why are you freaking out about $75 for 3 people to go see a movie? It's $25 each.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you get 2 hours of something of entertainment for $25 a person these days?
Well,
it's still with food in your belly.
Yeah, it goes back to Poilièvre when they said Donna Friesen asked him, so what are you going to do? Affordability. Those are words. That's not even a slogan.
Yeah. And it was his answer for 2 things, right? Because in Donna Friesen was his answer for, I can't remember the question again, affordability. But when he was doing it in Vashi Kapalis, it was like, how are you going to convince your people to stay with you? Affordability. So it's like, it's the answer for everything, apparently. Just look in the mirror and say affordability 3 times, and a $100 bill pops out of the mirror.
Well, it's like, yeah, okay, affordability. Okay. Define affordability, though. First off, define it. Define it as geared to income affordability. Number 1. Okay, number 1. Number 2, define and explain to me how you're going to make things more affordable. As a government, how can you do that? The only way he can do it is to cut taxes to the bone, which means reduce services. So say goodbye to dental care, pharma care, $10 a day daycare, child school lunch programs, and what else will he cut? I don't know. Welfare. Maybe the CPP and EI, as he's talked about.
Right. But here's the thing, is he wants to make things more affordable by cutting taxes, but he also wants to reduce the deficit. It's like, how do you reduce the deficit when you purposely take in less money?
I don't know how that works. The
plan doesn't even hold up for 5 seconds. He's not a serious. It's like, trust us, we're best for the economy. We're going to cut taxes and reduce the deficit. It's like, really?
How?
I would like to see you manage that trick.
Do you have another bucket of money we don't know about somewhere? Because I really Bitcoin. Oh yes.
Oh, yes, that thing. Okay, so here we have it. This is according to Carissa Donkin, because this was the news. I mean, if we're stereotypically Canadian, that everyone was waiting for yesterday. 19-year-old Macklin Celebrini will join Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, and Nathan McKinnon on the Canadian men's hockey team as NHLers return to the Winter Games for the first time in more than a decade. They're among 25 players who were named to the roster on Wednesday, a month and a half before Canada begins its Olympic tournament on February 12th against the Czech Republic in Milan, Italy. Only 2 players from that gold medal-winning 2014 squad will return to the Canadian Olympic team. Its captain, Crosby, and defenseman Drew Doughty. Both also won gold in 2010 in Vancouver, where Crosby scored the golden goal in overtime. The roster boasts a combined 22 Stanley Cups and includes 19 players who propelled Canada to a tense overtime win over the Americans at the Four Nations face-off earlier this year, a tournament that offered a taste of what the hockey world has missed without the best-on-best men's hockey at the Olympics for so long. Quote, "We believe we have assembled a highly skilled and deep roster that can compete for a gold medal as part of Team Canada in Italy," the team's general manager Doug Armstrong said in a statement on Wednesday. Quote, "It was a long and difficult process to finalize our roster, and I am proud of the tireless effort our management group has put in to select our team. We know our entire group is excited and grateful for the opportunity to represent our country, and we look forward to making all Canadians proud and hearing our fans cheer us on as we look to bring a gold medal back to Canada." Forwards Crosby, McDavid, McKinnon, Braden Point, and Sam Reinhart, as well as defenseman Cale Makar, were the first 6 players named to the team in June. Quote, "As a player, I'm just excited about the fact it's becoming more real, coming together, and the team's announced. The Olympics are getting closer. It gets more real by the day," McDavid said. Up front, they're joined by Four Nations returnees Anthony Cirelli, Brandon Hagel, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, and Mark Stone. Celebrini is among several forwards who weren't at the Four Nations but have made the Olympic roster. Joining him will be Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki, Bo Harvard, and Tom Wilson. Drafted number 1 overall at the 2024 draft by the San Jose Sharks, Celebrini has already established himself as one of the game's best players as he sits third in the NHL point race behind McDavid and McKinnon. Quote, "I am honored to be selected to Canada's men's hockey team together with so many great players and people, and I'm excited to again have the opportunity to represent Canada in February and compete for a gold medal," Crosby said in a statement. "We know how much pride comes with wearing the maple leaf, and our team understands the passion that comes with Olympic hockey." All 8 Canadian defensemen who appeared in games at the Four Nations tournament will return for the Olympics. In addition to Makar and Doughty, Winnipeg Jets defenseman Josh Morrissey will be back along with Devin Toews, Shea Theodore, Colton Parayko, I hope I pronounced that right, Thomas Harley, and Travis Sanheim. In net, Four Nations starter Jordan Binnington made the cut despite a difficult season with the St. Louis Blues. Entering Wednesday, Binnington's save percentage of .870 ranked 44th in the league among goaltenders who played at least 15 games. Per Money Puck, he allowed minus 9.7 goals above expected over that time. I have no idea what that stat is supposed to mean. But it was Binnington who stayed steady in the crease over 4 games at Four Nations for Canada, including a nail-biting overtime win in the final. In other words, he delivered in the clutch. Washington Capitals goaltender Logan Thompson and Darcy Kuemper from the Los Angeles Kings will also be in Italy and should push Binnington for playing time. Both have been among the best goaltenders in the NHL this season. Earlier this month, Armstrong described the goaltending situation to CBC Sports as, quote, "fluid, with a number of players still in the mix at the time to make the team. The most notable omissions might be young Chicago star Connor Bedard and Sam Bennett." Oh no, Sam Bennett. I like him. He's really, really cute and dreamy. Won back-to-back Stanley Cups with the Florida Panthers. I know. My criteria for choosing the team is maybe not best.
You sound like the old school baseball managers. Well, he looks good out there. He's got a good swing, and but no, sabermetrics. What are the numbers?
Bedard, the 2023 first overall pick, did everything he could to make the roster ahead of an apparent shoulder injury that sidelined him in early December. He's returned to practice, according to Sportsnet, but has not yet played a game. Still, Bedard is 7th in the league in points per game on a bottom-dwelling Chicago team, and his absence will raise questions. Bennett has shown that he can elevate his game when it matters most. He's the reigning Conn Smythe winner as playoff MVP, recording 22 points in 23 playoff games last season. Bennett was on the Four Nations team and scored a big goal in that tournament's final. I know.
Mm-hmm.
But in a game played with stricter, I like him also because he's good, but he also happens to be cute. But in a game played with stricter International Ice Hockey Federation rules and with the hulking Wilson on the roster, Bennett may have become expendable. Along with Bennett, other players from the Four Nations roster who didn't make the cut includes forwards Travis Konecny and Seth Jarvis and goaltenders Aiden Hill and Sam Montembeault. 18-year-old defenseman Matthew Schaefer, who has made a statement in his rookie season with the New York Islanders, also came up short. As of Wednesday, no rookie has logged more time on ice on average than the 2025 first overall pick, who has put up 25 points in his first 40 NHL games. Wow, that's impressive. I saw an interview with him, but I didn't know his stats were that fantastic. "We're not selecting an all-star team," Canadian GM Doug Armstrong said in an interview with CBC Sports earlier this month. "We're selecting a team, and on a team you have to have every aspect covered. That's 5-on-5, 4-on-5, 6-on-5. Every area needs to be done. And we want to make sure we give head coach John Cooper the appropriate tools in his toolbox to be ready to play in any situation. The management group that selected the team was led by Armstrong. It also included assistant general managers Julien Brisebois, Jim Neal, and Don Sweeney, and director of player personnel Kyle Dubas. There was also input from head coach John Cooper, player relations advisor and two-time Olympic gold medalist Ryan Getzlaff. Oh, it's nice to see that he's still involved. And Hockey Canada's senior vice president of high performance and hockey operations, Scott Salmond, plus support from the organization president and CEO, Catherine Henderson. Boom, like that. We are proud of the 25 men's hockey players who have been nominated to Team Canada, and as we believe there's no greater honor in sport than representing your country at the Olympic Games, and we wish to congratulate the players and their families for this incredible achievement. We know this team of athletes will create lasting memories for Canadians across the country and around the world through their performance on the ice, but they will also represent Canada with a tremendous amount of pride off the ice as members of the larger Team Canada. Canada will compete in the Group A pool along the Czech Republic, Switzerland, and France. The gold medal game is set for February 22nd, which is the day I believe we are flying back. So maybe if we land on time, I might be able to watch the final if we're in it. We'll be in it. No, not if we're in it. I'd be able to watch the final because we will, going out on a limb, be in it.
Okay, so
There's prediction right there. Boom.
I just want to say to Yahweh, we would like to hear this story of how you got Chris Chelios and Brett Hull so drunk that they couldn't make it to their practice session in Nagano in 1998, leading to fights in the dorm and trashing them. I would very much like to hear that story. If you want to share it with us in person, I can send you a link and you can join us.
Gossip, dish.
I would love to hear that story because that was they were playing for Team USA because Chelios is an American and Brett Hull, who was born in Canada, has been able to have the choice of play for either team, and he's played for Team USA a number of times for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Oh well, whatever. See, I know there are different reasons for choosing the country you want to play for when you have the choice, right? But it's sort of like I don't know. It would be hard for me to decide whether or not it's like whether it would be a patriotism thing or do you want to win? It's an Olympic medal.
Yeah, although
it's like we said, United States, I really, really love you, but that gold Olympic medal sure looks really shiny.
They didn't win in Nagano. They didn't win until Salt Lake City 4 years later.
Yep, true. Oh, man. So, yeah. There you go. The news we had all been waiting for. There's the team. It has been selected. Then we'll have, of course, all the discussions over the next week. But oh my God, I can't believe they left him off. Wow, they included him. What about this guy? All the it's kind of weird to say armchair quarterbacking for hockey post announcement, but you know what I mean when I say it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to hear the takes because I haven't heard any takes yet on what other people think of the composition of the team yet. But there we go. It's I'm
we'll see what happens.
I have a feeling that the overall Team Canada is going to do really well.
Well, I think with Sidney Crosby and oh shit, I see his face. I'm blanking on his name. Edmonton.
McDavid.
Conor McGregor.
McDavid.
Conor McDavid. Conor McGregor's a boxer. Conor McDavid. Sorry. I think with those two on the team, along with some other young snipers, that chances are really, really good in this tournament. I mean, who knows? It's the Olympics. Finland and Sweden will both field really good squads.
Yes.
Russia should have a team, except they're not in it. They're not allowed to compete. So.
Well, have they been allowed to compete as a team, like just not under like the banner, or have they not been allowed to compete at all?
Well, I know that independent athletes have been allowed to compete, but not as Russians. Right. I don't know if the team is like a hockey team because I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I'm a little confused about that too, actually. All right. Well,
I'm going to have to jump in a minute here because I got to get to a few things here today. But I did want to share a clip from our friend, Lisa. I say our friend, we haven't even had a chance to talk to her yet. Lisa B. About recent happenings in the province of Alberta. And This is 3 minutes and 38 seconds of pure genius once again.
Of course, it's Lisa.
Yeah, hi. It's been a minute. I took a lovely little break. It's the first time in 5 days that I haven't been in my pajamas. Zero regrets. I wanted to take a minute to talk about this. There was an incident at the local Edmonton hospital. It's a tragedy, and everybody wants answers. Certainly the family wants answers. And it's really easy to point fingers as to what could have caused this, and we're not going to know until the review is done. Now, it says completely avoidable. We don't know if it was completely avoidable. What I don't want to see happen is people pointing fingers and blaming healthcare staff, workers, until we know exactly what happened. And I didn't want to talk about it because, again, it's a tragedy, and I don't know that it needs to be politicized. Until this mega flunky took it upon himself to make a comment. When the government does medical care, it is about as good as the DMV. I don't know that we need a daughter denier talking about our healthcare system or pushing the fact that he believes, in that one little sentence, that private healthcare would be far better. Shut the fuck up. But more than that, it wasn't until Muskrat posted something that our own goddamn politicians in turn posted their condolences. 4 days after. 4 days after! I mean, maybe Muskrat isn't wrong. Clearly, the way this government has been dealing with healthcare, that's not what he meant by his comment, but it can certainly be applied. Because again, until we know exactly what happened, I know there are people out there that are blaming the doctor, the nurses. It's the system. It's because conservative politicians don't believe in universal health care. We have seen that in Alberta with the creeping to privatization. And tell me, Muskrat, how's private health care working for the U.S.? Go look up the stats on how many people don't get the appropriate treatment for a variety of reasons and meet an untimely fate. Mm-hmm. Again, any loss of life is tragic, and it's not to diminish what happened. But when someone like Muskrat posts that, before we know any details, without any real context, it's taken and interpreted as if it were fact. I'm going to suggest Danny, the family, and anybody else doesn't want to have to hear your condolences. They want to be confident in the care that they will receive, whether it's acute or primary, without excessive wait time, and without this government trying to break public health care so that they can go back and say, look it doesn't work. It does work. But just like anything, you need to supply it with what it needs. You need to stop making these big promises of things to come, because Albertans are dealing with healthcare every single minute of every single day. Mm-hmm. And the hope is for positive outcome, even in tragic situations, that the best is being done at all times. And I'm going to tell you, healthcare workers do their best. They are dealing with a myriad of circumstances. And unless you were in that ER, behind the wall, we're not going to know what happened until we know what happened. I'm going to say this, and I want you to really understand the meaning behind it. Thank God it happened at a Covenant site. And the only reason I'm saying that is because the UCP has vilified healthcare, AHS, put Covenant on a bit of a pedestal, when the reality is nobody is immune from this government breaking down healthcare. I hope the family gets the answers they want. It's not going to change the outcome. And for that, we should all be sorry. But also condolences to the staff, because I guarantee you, none of them went home that night and didn't think about what happened. So fuck you, Muskrat. Fuck you, Danny. It shouldn't ever get to the point where a review like this needs to be done. This government is always too little, too late.
Once again, home run from Lisa.
Home run for Lisa. And you know what? She gave me some perspective, because when I talked about this, I did make some comments about the staff, in that, not that the diagnosis was missed, but when his wife had gone up to them and said, chest pains, feeling worse. Are you guys going to get on that at some point? And they called her rude. They chastised her. And I did make a comment about staff, but I made a comment about staff in the sense that, what is it that creates a culture in a place that when someone, not white, comes up and says, my not white husband has been sitting there for X number of hours and he's got chest pains, it's getting worse. Can somebody please take another check on him? I said, you're being rude. Go sit down. As he's watching her husband die.
Yeah.
I don't want to blame specific staff. It really is about culture. But what is it that creates that type of culture? I believe it comes from the top again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but it is her comment there is very, very, very important. If I'm gonna make a comment like that, I have to make sure that I'm really talking about those who establish the culture and not those who end up doing what they do because they are either frazzled or overworked or overstressed. I
Mhm.
think yesterday, Nate, who's like the paramedic, right, was listing, I think that in all of Calgary, there were only about 30 or 50 spots available in the hospital. What if there was a mass casualty thing on New Year's Eve?
It's a city of 1.58 million people.
It's like, you should never only have just 30 spots available on New Year's Eve. Stuff happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, well, I mean, they've had extreme weather as of late.
As well?
You never know. A massive storm could come in, knock out the power. You got to get and rescue people. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Well,
But that comment, I'm sure that there's nobody that didn't think about it. And in particular, maybe the staff who dismissed the wife as rude are maybe taking it particularly.
well, one would hope, and I say that in the sense that one would hope that they have the compassion and the empathy to have some self-reflection and say, "Oh boy, that's my fault," and accept it and own up to it.
I should have
Who
asked more
knows?
questions.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know the situation. We weren't there. So
Yep.
it's.
We need to wait for the results of the investigation.
I will say this though: this could have been prevented with proper funding.
Yes.
Simple as that. Simple as that. People, when I hear somebody like Poilièvre says, "We're going to crack down on crime," okay. So you're just going to lock people up and throw away the key. We've proven time and time again that doesn't work. You want to solve crime? You want to solve the homeless crisis? UBI. UBI is the first thing. The second thing is stop voting against pay rises for people who are on the margins of society. You see, the solution to most people's problems is more money. The solution to hunger is money. The solution to homelessness is housing people.
Which costs money.
It all costs money. And every time somebody has a chance to get ahead, that prick is voted against it.
Mm-hmm.
So how is he going to make life better for anybody but those who already aren't well off? As somebody who has recently joined the middle class, I was always working class.
Right.
One other time in my life, a short period, about 2 years, I was middle class. I get bumped back down to the working class again, and now I'm middle class again for the second time. And hopefully, my plan is to stay there for the rest of my life. That's my plan. We'll see what happens. But if Poilièvre ever forms government, he's going to tax the living shit out of me. And middle class folks have had tax cuts in the last couple of years, as have working class and marginalized folks. So I'm telling you, if you put a conservative government in power, the vast majority of Canadians will suffer. And he'll come on television and tell you how much better off you are. After you cut services that many people rely on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Their name of the game is to make wealthy people wealthier and enrich themselves in the process. I got to go. It's been great to see you, sir. Been great to share some time with everybody, but I do have to head out and get some things done today. I know it's New Year's Day, but we still have things we have to take care of, responsibilities. And I will try and I'll do a Friday show at 6 p.m. I can't guarantee I can do a 4 p.m. show. I tried to this week, and it was too hectic. It was way too hectic, and exhaustion set in. But starting Monday, I'll be back on my ASMR shows and the 4 p.m. shows. Christmas time is just exhausting for everybody. Even though you get a lot of us get a lot of time off, it's still exhausting because you're committed to so many different things and you're pulled in 9 different directions and you still have responsibilities on a daily basis. And as a result, they can just pull you and something has to fall off to the wayside.
Yeah.
And in my case, ASMR and 4 p.m. Daily Grizzly Grouse fell off to the wayside because it was something that I could allow falling off to the wayside without physically harming anybody or financially harming anybody,
Right.
or you know what I mean? It was the thing that I could look at and go, okay, I'm sure a couple people might miss it, but it's nobody's being harmed in the process. So you're trying to do the least amount of damage.
Right.
So I had to make a choice, and that was the one I had to make. So, yeah, I'll do a 6 p.m. show tomorrow. If I can do a 4 p.m. one today, I will. If not, I will definitely be back on it on Monday. And between now and then, everybody have yourselves a wonderful New Year's Day. Go out and maybe have some brunch somewhere, unless, of course, you want to do what I'm currently doing and enjoying a cup of coffee in my warm studio in my warm apartment, because it is minus 27 with the wind chill right now in Ottawa, which is very cold.
Mm.
But if you're brave enough to get out on the canal today, good on you. You take care. I got to go. I'll see you.
Bye, my friend. Happy New Year and all the best to you and all your family. And give a big hug to Bridgie Boo. All right, kids and cubs. Got a couple of things for you. Since we were talking about that thing, you have to also realize that it's also the, not properly funded. But when you're constantly trying to reorganize and change the system, you're going to create things that fall through the cracks. And there's this thing here that says that I have with me that says 10 decisions that led to crises like these, and it's indications that the public health collapse is not accidental in Alberta. One, these are 10 decisions that could have that didn't help. Fired Alberta's chief medical officer of health, not once, but twice. Dismantled Alberta health services and fragmented care. Muzzled public health leaders in communication. Removed public health from expert oversight. Suppressed vaccine education materials. Engaged anti-vaccine voices and legitimized misinformation. Spent $2 million on a COVID essay instead of vaccination access. Disbanded centralized vaccine delivery infrastructure. Undermined trust in all vaccines, COVID, flu, and measles. Left public health leadership to non-expert bureaucrats. Right? Now, this is related a bit more to the measles outbreak than this specific thing. But if you are constantly rearranging the deck chairs, constantly doing reorganization, constantly, firing people and boards and whatnot, do you really think that you're not going to create a situation where somewhere along the way, something is going to slip through the cracks? It's a valid question. All right. Moving to other things, and I saw the comment. I don't know who saw it because the name of the person making the comment is actually not there's something else on the screen that's covering it as they appear, but I will indeed let my hosts know that you appreciate the tree. It really is something really spectacular actually here. I was equally impressed when I walked in. All right, kids and cubs, back to what I wanted to mention, because not only did we have the announcement of the men's hockey team, but we also had a little bit of analysis also from Carissa Duncan, who wrote, talented forward group led by Crosby and McDavid should be Canada's Olympic superpower, but a lack of a true difference maker net could be the biggest weakness for the team. It's been nearly 12 years since an Olympic gold medal was placed around Sidney Crosby's neck. From scoring the golden goal in 2010 to captaining his country to the top again in 2014, it felt like only the beginning of what we'd see from the star from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, on an Olympic stage. But just like that, those opportunities disappeared into thin air. NHL players didn't play in the Olympics in 2018 due to a dispute between the league and the International Ice Hockey Federation, largely over who would foot the bill. Then a global pandemic put the brakes on an NHL return to Beijing in 2022. Now at 38, Crosby is finally back on the grandest international stage, willing his way to another golden moment. Titled captain, this team in Italy is a foregone conclusion. Quote, to miss them and not know what was going to happen, and now to know that we're finally going back, that's motivation in itself, Crosby said in an exclusive interview with CBC Olympics host Ariel Helwani earlier this year. That's kind of on my mind the most. It's just making the most of this opportunity here. Three-time Stanley Cup champion will The three-time Stanley Cup champion with the Pittsburgh Penguins will be joined by two stars who've dominated in the NHL for several years, but who've never gotten to experience the Olympics, Nathan MacKinnon and Connor McDavid. They form a forward group that should be Canada's biggest strength when the team plays its first game on February 12th. Like his Nova Scotia brethren, MacKinnon has lifted the cup. McDavid has not. He's come tantalizingly close over the past two seasons, but not close enough. The overtime game winner at the Four Nations face-off earlier this year might have been the biggest goal of McDavid's career so far. Winning Olympic gold would cement his legacy in the sport, and finally, he'll have a chance to do it. Quote, guys like him crave that kind of pressure and crave being in that spot, Jeff Marek, the host of the Sheet with Jeff Marek podcast on the Nation Network, said on CBC Sports Hockey North on Wednesday. While McDavid scored the game winner against the United States at Four Nations, Macklin Celebrini had to watch from home. Not this time. Celebrini will be going to Italy. The 19-year-old star with the San Jose Sharks was only 3 when Crosby scored the golden goal in 2010. In Milan, they could be line mates. Celebrini has played his way onto this team by early December when the Canadian management group made a list of 12 forwards who were locks. GM Doug Armstrong delivered the news personally to Celebrini on Wednesday morning. It was a full-circle moment from last season when Armstrong met Celebrini early into his rookie season ahead of a game against Armstrong's St. Louis's Blues. Celebrini wasn't on the Four Nations face-off radar then, but was still in the mix for the Olympics, the GM told him. That night, the team put up a multi-point effort. Statement made. What Macklin is going to be able to do is start the process of learning while competing, Armstrong said in an interview with CBC Sports. Missing from the roster is Connor Bedard, the young Chicago star who had a stellar season before an apparent shoulder injury sidelined him in early December. Bedard was very close to making the team with his name in the mix up until the end, but the management group favored picking players who fill specific roles. It meant opting for the penalty-killing acumen of Brandon Hagel and Anthony Cirelli over the game-breaking skill of a Bedard, a decision that could come back to haunt Canada if scoring becomes an issue in Italy. Players with versatility like Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki and 6'4" Tom Wilson also had an edge. The larger Wilson, who's on pace for a career year in goals and points with the Washington Capitals, may have played his way onto the team at the expense of reigning Conn Smythe Trophy winner Sam Bennett. Quote, the game changes and the skill level changes, but when you score goals from, rarely changes, Armstrong said about best on best hockey. It's in the hard, ugly areas of the blue paint, and nobody likes to go there with more joy than Tom Wilson. Versatility is also what got New York Islanders forward Bo Horvat on the team. An ace at the faceoff dot, he can play up and down the lineup. He'll be a Swiss Army knife for head coach John Cooper. Quote, no matter what they tell me to do, I'll do it, Horvat said on Wednesday. If it's cleaning water bottles, I'll do anything to be there. While there were a few additions to the forward group who didn't win at Four Nations, Hockey Canada decided to stick with all 8 defensemen who appeared in that tournament. That included Drew Doughty, who will join Crosby as the only Olympic medalist on this team. Beyond what he brings on the ice, the 2-time Stanley Cup champion brings a veteran presence and a sense of what it takes to win at the highest level. Quote, he wants to win again, Armstrong said. His passion, he wears it on his sleeve, and that's infectious to everybody. It's a defensive group that Cooper and his staff are quite familiar with, headlined by the best defensive pairing in the NHL over the last few years, Devon Toews and Cale Makar. If there's one gap in Canada's defensive armor, it might be on the power play should Makar go down with illness or injury. Evan Bouchard and Jacob Chychrun and an impressive rookie Matthew Schaefer were all left at home and could have added more insurance behind Makar. But the much bigger concern is in the crease. If the forward group is Canada's superpower, then its goaltending might be its kryptonite. Canada has Jordan Binnington, Logan Thompson, and Darcy Kuemper at the ready. All 3 have won cups, and Thompson and Kuemper have been among the best netminers in the NHL this season. Binnington was solid for Canada in a nail-biting Four Nations face-off overtime win against the United States, something that played a role for Armstrong and his staff despite the dismal season in St. Louis. Gone are the days of Patrick Roy, Martin Brodeur, and Carey Price, who were legitimate difference makers and net goaltenders who came without question marks. That Canada's weakness lies in net is a point Armstrong can understand, but he's comfortable with the goaltenders who will be representing Canada. I think it's stronger than maybe they get credit for, the GM said. Canada opens against the Czech Republic on February 12th at 10:40 a.m. Eastern Time. The gold medal game is set for February 22nd, as previously mentioned. So there you have it, kids and cubs. Some Olympic, pre-Olympic, tantalizing, titillating, tantalizing information. Also, since we're talking hockey, pool play has finished at the World Juniors, and Canada has swept all 4 of its matches, defeating Finland yesterday. Cole Baudouin and Brady Martin each scored twice as Canada topped Finland 7-4 at the World Junior Hockey Championship on Wednesday, which means the team that Canada had the most difficulty with was Latvia. Plot twist. Zane Perek had a goal and a pair of assists to help his country finish atop Group B at the annual men's under-20 tournament. Tij Agilna scored and set up another. Let's see. Canada now pivots to Friday's quarterfinal clash with Slovakia. The other matchups will see Finland take on the United States, Sweden face Latvia, and the Czechs meet Switzerland. Wow. Okay. Again, I'd have to go look at the thing. I'm guessing maybe Russia doesn't have a team either on a sort of like generic name or whatnot in that, which would then maybe give us an inkling to our answer about the Olympics as well. I'm going to have to go check that after the show if I can. All right. So Canada versus Slovakia, I guess is what it is on Friday. So that would be tomorrow, I guess. We'll definitely have to break out Maple Leafs and wave them and cheer on the team. But so far, so good. We have something here from one of the kids saying the juniors game last night was wild. 4 goals in the first 8 minutes. That was from Kit Bucky. Didn't get to watch it last night because we were celebrating here. But yeah, definitely looking forward to checking out the quarterfinal because I think we might be home back then, and then I'll be able to do that. All right, a couple of other little bits of news. So I'm just going to adjust here. I'm actually sitting on the floor where I am here, so which is, don't feel bad for me actually, because I'm a former dancer. I'm used to spending a lot of time on the floor actually. Even at home, I sometimes sit on the floor and use the back of the couch as the for my for where I rest my back rather than just sitting one level up on the couch. I seem to be very comfortable on the floor for some reason. There's a couple of little things. I think over the past little while on 2 shows we talked about the Federal Debates Commission, and there was a very interesting piece of news that actually came out on the 30th. That it seems that the Green Party, there must have been some type of legal action that I missed and I was not aware of, because according to Raisi Rafiq of CBC News, it says Green Party settles with Commission over exclusion from federal leaders debate. The Federal Leaders Debate Commission says it has settled with the Green Party after the party vowed to challenge its removal from the spring election debates. In April, the commission, which is tasked with organizing the French and English debates, rescinded an invitation to Jonathan Pedneau, then co-leader of the Greens, to appear at a pair of leaders' debates in Montreal. The commission said at the time that it made the decision because the Green Party was not running candidates in the necessary number of ridings. Green Party leader Elizabeth May says the decision, made only 24 hours before the debate was set to take place, had a devastating impact on her party. Quote, "There wasn't time to get to court to even begin to challenge the decision-making process," May told CBC News on Tuesday. "The settlement is a result that lets us focus on the future." May said Pedneau's removal from the debates led to confusion from constituents in other Green Party ridings on whether the party would still be on the ballot and whether Canadians could still vote for them. May said she still believes the commission absolutely made a mistake by uninviting the Greens from the debates. Parties must meet 2 of the following 3 criteria in order to be invited to the debates: at least 1 sitting MP who's been elected as a member of the party, at least 4% national support in opinion polls, and endorsing candidates in at least 90% of all ridings 28 days before the election. At the time the Green Party was invited to participate in the debates, it met both the benchmark for number of candidates it was running and the number of MPs it has in the House. Later in the campaign, Pedneau told CBC News that the Green Party had pulled about 15 candidates out of the race in a strategic decision not to run them in ridings where the party believed Conservatives would likely win. So in other words, they pulled out their candidate to try to avoid vote splitting in that sense. Dropping 15 candidates will still keep the Greens above the 90% threshold set out by the Debates Commission, but even after accounting for those 15 candidates, the party wasn't running candidates in another 96 of the remaining 343 ridings up for grabs. Quote, "Deliberately reducing the number of candidates running for strategic reasons is inconsistent with the Commission's interpretation of party viability," the Commission said in a statement at the time. Quote, "The inclusion of the leader of the Green Party of Canada in these circumstances would undermine the integrity of the debates and the interests of the voting public," it added. Greens were outraged at the decision, which came on the morning of the first debate, and vowed legal action over the exclusion. During a campaign stop in Montreal at the time, Pedneau accused the Commission of trying to, quote, silence the Green Party. Their last-minute decision to exclude the Green Party of Canada from the leaders' debate is not only unjust and baseless, because we met the criteria, it is undemocratic, he said. The Commission said in a brief statement Tuesday that it has settled with the party, but it did not provide any details of the settlement. Pedneau stepped down as co-leader after failing to secure a seat in the April 26th election. And I wonder, it's like, okay, this article is particularly unsatisfying because it says that there's a settlement, but there's no information about the terms of the settlement, which I can understand in some cases. But it seems that wouldn't there have been some type of, I don't know, announcement? There needs to be some type of change, like a redefining of criteria, or making things a little more specific. I just feel that there should be more news out of that. So I'm going to go to the Green Party's website, and yeah, not much more there. Here's what they got. The Green Party of Canada and the Leaders Debate Commission have agreed to a mutual settlement of the Green Party of Canada's application for judicial review arising from the federal leaders debate prior to the 2025 election. That's it. That's the extent of the statement. So, I don't know if it's a financial settlement of some kind, in terms of not indicated, but we're not even getting an indication that it is a financial settlement. They say that they've settled, but we don't know on what they've settled, whether it's financial, on rules, on there's absolutely no information whatever. It's just this blank hole. This is extremely unsatisfying. I might have to send a media inquiry to the Green Party here. Here we are going trying to make news again, I guess, to find out a little more, because just saying we reached a settlement and not having any indication whether or not there's going to be any type of change or precision is strange. So we will try to follow up on that and see if we can get more information for you with regard to that, kids and cubs. Because this is odd. Usually, they said, usually a statement like that will say, they settled, there was a cash settlement, the terms of the settlement have not been disclosed. Or, you will hear, in the future, the commission has agreed that this will now be the standard, or they will make this decision by X number of date if something like that should arrive again, or, I'm just not sure. There literally is nothing other than we're not fighting anymore. We need more. We need more. We don't need to know absolutely everything. There can be some things that are kept private, but we need to know if there are at least any changes of some kind coming, some type of consequences, some type of redress of some sort, because otherwise this is just very, very, very unsatisfying. Since we're talking about some good things here, it seems that, as happens pretty much every year around the end of the year, there are appointments made to the Order of Canada. And this is according to Rafiq of CBC News. Governor General Mary Simon has announced 80 appointments to the Order of Canada, a list that includes Olympians, journalists, Indigenous leaders, and doctors. So a lot of Canadians who make us proud right now here. Simon's office announced 6 new companions, the highest level of the Order of Canada, 15 officers, and 59 members. The introductory level in the Order, 6 appointments are a promotion within the Order of Canada, and another is an honorary appointment. Quote, "The Order of Canada fosters a sense of pride and cohesion in our country," the Governor General said in a statement. Every appointment celebrates not only the talent, expertise, and dedication of individuals, but also the countless lives they have touched through their work, vision, and contributions. Among the appointments is 7-time Olympic medalist Andre de Grasse. The sprinter made history at the 2016 Olympics as the first Canadian to win a medal in all 3 sprint events. His gold medal finish at the 2020 Olympics was the first Canadian Olympic gold in track in 25 years. Beyond track, DeGrasse is being named as a member of the order for his philanthropic efforts with Canadian youth. Quote, while the medals I've won on the track mark my achievements as an athlete, I never wanted to be defined by them. I've always wanted to use my platform for something greater, to inspire and empower others through my charitable work, and as an author, DeGrasse told CBC News in a statement. Being named to the Order of Canada is a meaningful recognition of that mission and motivates me to continue to make Canadians proud of my efforts both on and off the track. Olympic gymnast Ellie Black, has also been named a member of the order. The four-time Olympian is the 2017 World All-Round silver medalist, making her the first Canadian gymnast to win a World All-Round medal. Quote, representing this country has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. This recognition reinforces my belief that sport can be a powerful platform for leadership, progress, and positive impact, Black told CBC in a news statement. I hope this encourages young people to believe in themselves, embrace challenges, and understand that their passion can create lasting, meaningful change. Among the 6 Canadians appointed to the highest honor of the Companion of the Order is former Supreme Court Justice Michael Moldaver for his leadership and dedication in strengthening Canada's justice system. Moldaver called the appointment an unexpected honor and privilege. While many are more deserving, I have tried throughout my professional life to preserve and protect our justice system and to serve the people of Canada to the best of my ability, said Moldaver in a statement to CBC News. Thoracic surgeon Shaf Khashoggi has also been promoted to Companion of the Order. He is the surgeon-in-chief at the University Health Network and the director of the Toronto Lung Transplant Program. Asked about the honor, Khashoggi told CBC News, quote, many people with end-stage lung disease are alive today due to advances in lung preservation and ex vivo lung repair for transplantation. Canadian wine pioneer Donald Triggs. Oh, okay. Jackson Triggs, yes. Known for one of Canada's most successful wine brands, Jackson Triggs has been appointed an officer to the order for reshaping Canada's wine industry. I'm delighted with the way Canadian wine has received recognition over the last 40 years and come into its own. And I've been very fortunate to be a part of that, Triggs told CBC News. Journalists and TV personalities also received appointments for their contributions to Canadian arts and culture. Music journalist Nardua, the human serviette, has earned a devoted global following through his distinctive interview style, tireless research, and passion for music. In a statement to CBC News, Nardua dedicated his appointment as a member to the order to his late mother. She taught me so much about history, local independent media, and the value of research, he said. I know that she would be, like me, overcome with joy. Mandy Renahan, or Mandy Bear Renahan, known by many as the Blue Collar CEO, is an entrepreneur and TV personality who champions skilled trades, especially for women and underrepresented groups. Quote, I've been doing this work in this industry for the last 30 years, and to be recognized by my country and welcomed as an officer of the Order of Canada has made this East Coaster smile and raise a glass, Renahan told CBC News. Former CBC journalist Racine Nashalik was the inaugural host of the public broadcaster's first Inuktitut language daily TV program, Igalak. Nashalik has been appointed a member of the order for being a trusted voice for Canada's North and advocate for the preservation of Inuit language and culture. Quote, language and culture is a part of me, as I was brought up very traditionally, Rassi told CBC News. I think that we should be so proud to use our language and practice our culture to the fullest so that we can pass it to our generations to come. Journalist Bert Crowfoot also said, as Akiosta and Gayutalas said he never in his wildest dreams imagined receiving an honor such as being appointed officer of the Order of Canada, adding it is a point of pride to see more Indigenous people receive the honor. Crowfoot is also the CEO of the Aboriginal Multimedia Society of Alberta. Cree writer and activist and 60s Scoop survivor Michelle Good has been appointed a member for her advocacy for reconciliation, truth, and respect. Quote, the motto of the Order of Canada is Desiderantes Meliorum Patriam, which is Latin for they desire a better country. If my work can be considered as contributing to a better country by inspiring compassion, inclusivity, diversity, and creativity, then I am inspired to do more, Good told CBC News in a statement. And I'm just going to go take a look here and see if there are any other names that we might recognize in these appointments. Of course, we had Rosalie Abella, who is she was born in a displaced persons camp to Holocaust survivors and became the first Jewish woman on Canada's Supreme Court, setting the bar with landmark constitutional law rulings and shaping equality and human rights worldwide. She is now an esteemed professor at Harvard Law School. Simon Brault, who is the director of the Canada Council for the Arts. There you go. And his was a promotion within the order. We have Rafi. Rafi got a promotion within the order. Beloved songwriter and entertainer, Rafi has dedicated his life to championing children's rights and well-being. His song has impacted generations with his message of love, environmental stewardship, and social responsibility. As the creator of the Rafi Foundation for Child Honoring, he has shaped our modern discourse to ensure a safe future for the children of the world. And then we have Lorne Tyrell, who also got a promotion within the order. He's a groundbreaking virology research and the director of the Li Ka-shing Institute. And he played a pivotal role in Canada's pandemic response and engages in a lot of mentorship of emerging scientists. So very, very important person doing some very good work here. Just taking a list. So those were the 6 that have become companions of the Order of Canada. And then just looking through here in the list of officers, if there are any names that I recognize off the top of my head. Nope, not among those. And then for those who have become members, there we go, Ellie Black. Mark Bonham, who is an esteemed expert in financial services, a dedicated leader in the 2S LGBTQI+ community, and a longstanding champion of post-secondary education. He has shared his business acumen as a board member of notable organizations, and his transformational philanthropy has a lasting impact on the 2S LGBTQ+ community and educational sectors. I believe if you watch Bloomberg News, BNN, that you might be familiar with this gentleman. And if I'm going, Terry Clark, Canadian country music icon, of course, became there. She was the first Canadian female inducted into the Grand Ole Opry. I did not know that. Penny Collinette, who is a distinguished public figure, educator, lawyer, and commentator whose multifaceted career spans business, academia, and politics. She's a champion of women's leadership, and she has worked to boost representation in government and corporate spheres. She was, during the times that I was a public servant, she was the person for, I believe, appointments and that type of stuff. Very, very big name. Everybody knew who she was. Very powerful and had a lot of influence. Keep on going down the list here because there are many, and like I said, lots of. I would definitely encourage you to go onto the Governor General's site and get a look at all these wonderful Canadians that are doing fantastic stuff, all in their own right. Right, not everybody's an athlete or a celebrity. Right, we got doctors, we got scientists, we got business people, we have educators. Right, all people that are extremely high achievers in their respective fields, and not all of them get lots of press and media attention. So there you go. All right, kids and kids, that's the end of this episode of the Daily Beaver Morning Show. We hope that you love listening to us because we love making this for you. Remember, sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So please tell all of your peeps and poops all about us, especially if you share a word or two about what it is about our show that resonates with you. That means a lot to us. Now, kids and cubs, if you happen to be a busy beaver or busy bear and you are on the go and sometimes you cannot watch the show live, hey, do not worry, because thanks to the lovely sponsorship and much valued sponsorship of the Ray Girl, you can take us with you when we have our podcast versions up. They come directly to your podcast feed and you can pop them in your ears and go with you. And you can get there by scanning that QR code or going to podpage.com/TheTrueNorthEagerBeaver with a hyphen between each one of those words and click on subscribe. And that will make it so that you're all tickety-boo and ready to go. Now, if you would like to help us, there are 2 ways you can do that, kids and cubs. The first one would be by going down to the True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube page, and the QR code that just appeared in the corner will bring you right there. If you scan that, then you can see our buttons like, share, and subscribe. Give them a little tickle. You know we're not fickle. And it helps us with the algorithm, and it makes us very happy when we see our numbers go up. So thank you for all that you do there. Kids Cassie and Elaine would definitely approve start the new year off right. Give our buttons a little smash. You can do a January 1st smash. It's allowed. And if you would like to help us in other ways, because we do incur some costs to bring the show to you, and if you would like to offer us an enthusiastic expression of encouragement, you can scan that QR code that has just appeared, and that will bring you to our coffee page. That's coffee, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, all in one word. And there you will find the Beaver Lodge's Emergency Hydration Fund, where you too can do your bit to fight the scourge that is dry beaver. A little contribution to the Eager Beaver Lodge Emergency Hydration Fund helps keep your favorite beaver and grizzly nice and moist. And you know that a moist beaver is a very happy beaver. So we thank you so much for everything that you're able to do for us. And of course, we have Super Chat and we have memberships in our YouTube page if you would like to help us that way. And if you are doing the Buy Canadian thing, a direct bank-to-bank transfer using our email address, truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com, is a way to do it, to make sure that no US CE Tech Bros get a cut of your money. In fact, we get that share, so your beaver buck goes further. It buys you more daily beaver, and we can do more with it. So we thank you for your generosity and all your support all throughout 2025, and we hope that 2026 gets off to a really good start for you and yours, but also for us. So thank you very much. Now, kids and cuffs, if you're not able to contribute financially, as always, do not worry, because there are other ways you can contribute using that same email address, truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show, good, bad, or ugly, or give us some guest suggestions. If you're a kid who cooks, let us know what creations you are making. We definitely love to see what it is that you are eating. And even if you just have some good news or good things happen to you, or you have some news articles that you spotted, that you think that we should be aware about, send us all of it. Where we love to hear from you. So please write to us. Of course, we have our socials at True Eager at the Blue Sky Beaver Lodge, also on the Jitter, True North Eager Beaver on Facebook, our original home. Right down here in the comments section, there's the DamFam Discord, and also Instagram. So lots of ways to communicate with us and to keep the conversation going after the show. Because democracy is something that you do, you know what, kids and cubs, it's a bright, fresh new year. Take a day off. Yep, take a day off. Don't just be with those you love, and take some time to regroup and get 2026 off to a great start. That's the very hard work you need to do. And maybe tomorrow, tune into the World Juniors and send a little cheer. Some words of wisdom, kids and cubs. It's like I said, it's a new year. Some of us do the resolution thing, some of us don't, and whatever you choose to do that's up to you, and we fully support you. But it's always a good time to try and renew our sense of hope, or renew our sense of optimism. So maybe if that's been dented a little bit lately, maybe take some time to give it a little bit of TLC today. And that way you can take on the year on a more positive way. All right. It's a tough world out there, kids and cubs. So please be kind to and gentle with yourself. And now some audience participation at the count of 3. For the first time this year, kids and cubs, could you please say, Mr. Beaver, please cue the cock on 1, 2, and 3. Let me hear it. Ooh, that has a whole ringing New Year sound to it. And of course, as your queen, I must serve. I live to serve. And therefore, here is, if I can find it, because it is actually not appearing on my screen, there it is, a little cock-a-doodle-doo.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Messieurs Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters, CanadianTarot.com, their uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from farm-fresh ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. We are grateful to the Crier Media Network for its support, Pete Jarvis for our artwork, and Paul Joseph Something for our opening and closing sequence music.
All right, Cubs, not much of an Easter egg for you after the end of the show. Just a personal message from me to all of you. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for us in 2025. We have grown a lot over the course of that year. Of course, a couple of challenges and speed bumps on our end, finding ourselves somewhat independent again and trying to make everything happen at the same time. And with Mr. Grizzly having a change in his job situation, it's changed a lot here at the Beaver Lodge. But the one thing that has been consistent is you showing up every day and our appreciation for that. So we will keep those good vibes going through 2026. And we very much look forward to see what adventures the year has for us. Amour et bisous. Go on, take on the day. Have a wonderful start to your new year. And we will see you again tomorrow. And with that, I gotta go. Bye.